Hey guys, this is going to be a quick overview of how I plan my meals out and how you can use meal planning and advanced meal prep in a way that you'll always stay full but still lose weight. I go into much more detail in my monthly challenge groups, but until you're interested in learning everything about how the system works, I won't bore you with the details here. Instead, what I'm going to do is go over what the general concept is behind meal planning for weight loss in a way that keeps you full, how to use this meal planner to determine exactly what and how much to eat, and finally we'll talk about advanced meal prep in connection with this planner so that eating healthy and losing weight becomes an automated part of your lifestyle. I created this meal planner based off of Beachbody's portion control system. The concept of weight loss is simple. If you're taking fewer calories than you burn, then your body burns fat to make up the difference in what it needs. There are 3,600 calories in a pound of fat. Most of the meal plans give you a 750 calorie deficit per day, which means you can expect to lose about 1 pound every 5 days. A 750 calorie deficit sounds like a lot, but that's also taking into consideration that you're going to be burning at least 400 calories per day from working out. So you're really only operating at just over 300 calorie deficit per day. That's the donut you had for breakfast or the 2 sodas you had during the day, things like that. So unlike fad diets, this is a sustainable, easy way to eat with a calorie deficit and accelerate your weight loss. The key to keeping it sustainable is by ensuring you eat a balanced diet throughout the day. To help you do that, Beachbody has created these colored containers of varying sizes that correspond to a category of food. Each nutrition guide that comes with your Beachbody workout lists the foods for each category. You'll choose a meal plan based on your needs, which will have a set number of containers you should aim to eat every day. It's a surprising amount of food. I can tell you I never go hungry. The idea is to take these portions and spread them throughout the day according to when you like to eat and what you like to eat. So that's the very basic concept. There's a whole lot more I get into in my challenge groups. Let's move on to the meal planner and how to use it. Once you've done the calculation in your nutrition guide, you'll have a calorie target that you input here, which corresponds to a meal plan for your workout program. You'll take those portions and input them here. It's important to note that these are portion goals, targets to aim for, and not limits. You don't get extra points or lose extra weight by eating less than these portions. In fact, if you don't reach your portion goals, you're likely to put your body into starvation mode and start storing fat instead of keeping your metabolism high and burning fat. So once you've input your daily portion goals, it's time to start planning. The best way to do this is write down all the things you like to eat. Just go ahead and write down what a typical or maybe an ideal day of eating would look like for you. Dream a little bit. Who knows, you might be spot on. Once you've written down your ideal meal plan, go through your nutrition guide and check to see if you've written down something that's not on the list. If not, you delete it and replace it with something else. The next part requires a little imagination until or unless you start measuring your meals. Take all the foods on your list and take a guess at how many containers a typical meal would fill. Is it 1, 2, only a half? It's just a guess at this step, and then you can easily adjust the numbers here in a moment. Add up the portions and compare them to your daily portion goals. More than likely, there's going to be one particular category that you're eating too many portions of in a given day. That's the culprit that's been standing in the way of your weight loss. For me, it was carbs. I was eating between 10 to 20 containers of carbs every single day, and I'm only allotted 5. So what you do at this point is either reduce the portions in the offending category or eliminate that food altogether. And then there will be categories in which you are way under. For me, that was fruits and vegetables. I planned for exactly 0 fruits of the 5 that I would be eating, and only ate about 2 of the 8 portions of veggies that I should eat. This is how you balance out your diet. You reduce the portions of food that exceed your goals and increase the portions of foods that don't meet your goals. The first few days may not feel comfortable as your body protests the changes you're making, but within a week or so, your body should quickly adjust to what's now a balanced diet. I had to significantly drop my carbs, but I added so many fruits and vegetables that I didn't have a chance to get hungry. I also started drinking Shakeology, which is Beachbody's superfood and protein drink, which has so many dense nutrients in it that it answered my underlying cravings instead of just masking the symptoms like junk food does. This has been the key to me avoiding junk food and carving out my abs. So that's the idea. Balance out your meals by reducing excessive portions and increasing deficient portions. You can do that either by changing the portions within the meals that you normally eat or by adding additional meals or snacks throughout the day. I went from eating 2 to 3 meals per day to eating 6 to 7 meals per day. And I lost 5 pounds and 1% body fat in the first 30 days of doing so, and chose a plan with the intent of mostly maintaining my weight. So it works almost too well. Once you've figured out how to balance your diet in a given day, start filling out some big meal ideas for the next 21 days. Write down how many containers you think they'll take up, and then repeat the process of eliminating or adding foods in meals. As you start preparing meals, adjust the numbers as necessary so they reflect how you actually eat. Or better yet, just stick to the amounts you've set for yourself, which is very easy to do when you're measuring all of your food out in the containers. That's the meal planning in a nutshell. Again, I go into more detail in my challenge group, so if you want to learn more and get started, let me know and I'll set you up in my next group. With the meal planner filled out, the last thing to do is prep your meals in advance as much as possible. Some people prep 7 days in advance, but as busy as I am with work and family, I typically only prepare 1 to 2 days in advance. The reason you want to prepare in advance is because, at least for me, I have a hard time deciding what to eat when I'm hungry, At that point, I'm usually too hungry to wait for it to cook, so I usually reach for something quick, which usually also means something unhealthy. By prepping in advance, I can cook whenever it's convenient for me and have it ready in just a moment. For breakfast, I'll prep all the raw ingredients the night before, and then when I wake up and I'm still working through the morning fog, I just go into robot mode and throw all the raw ingredients into a pan, and 10 to 15 minutes later, I got a great meal that's going to keep me going all morning long. When you plan and prep in advance, there's almost no thinking involved on a day-to-day basis. Setting up an automated way of eating is the most surefire way of sticking to a balanced diet. I'm 5 months into this kind of eating, and the majority of the time, it's not difficult for me at all to ignore the junk food. It's a little harder when I'm at work, bored, and it's free, which is when I turn to Shakeology to defeat those cravings. But I don't go out and specifically get junk food for myself anymore. I just don't need it. Eating healthy has become an automated process for me, which makes it easy. So that was just a real quick overview of how I've used meal planning and advanced prep to achieve the body I've been wanting for so long. I love sharing my fitness journey and helping others get started on theirs. So if I haven't already reached out to you, be sure to say hi and I'll help you find a fitness and nutrition program specific to your needs. I'll talk to you later.